On this episode, I'm repping Ham House. What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? It's Dante, aka the Forensics Guy, and this is the third episode of the Ask TFG show. I am always super excited. I mean, when am I never not super excited? But today is going to be a really special show because I'm only featuring questions by all my friends from Hamlin Garland, which is a school in, I think it's in Milwaukee, pretty sure. So they kind of reached out to me and said, hey, we want to ask you some questions. So I just have a whole list of questions, just a ton of questions from them, and I'm just going to answer them, and we're just going to see how it goes. So this episode might get silly, it might not. We'll see what happens. All right, so but there are some really good questions in here, so I like some of these. Some of these are a little weird, but I'll still answer them just to be nice. All right, so okay, the first question is, does other states have as many categories as Wisconsin? That's a good question. I actually think that Wisconsin probably has the most categories out of any other state. Because we have like the largest probably middle school sector too in the U.S., but I'm not sure. But I know it's something really close to that. I mean, we have a bunch of categories that other people in other states have not heard of, like radio and news reporting and all types of cool stuff. I was at Nationals not too long ago, and a lot of people were talking about that. They were like, man, you guys have radio? Like, what is news reporting? Like, you guys actually do impromptu as a real category? And it's like, yeah, like we do all of these things. So yeah, it's really cool. And I actually think we probably do have the most. So that's just my opinion, but I don't know. If you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Maybe some other state has a few more categories. The next question is, what grade do students do forensics in other states or cities? That's a good question. So I think that it's basically the same. Some places are doing a little bit more. There are a few areas in Wisconsin where people are kind of bringing the third through fifth graders in the mix. But generally around the U.S., it's typically like just straight, basically sixth grade and up. That's it. Some places don't even do sixth grade and up. Like, as far as my research shows, there are like 7 states that don't even have speech and debate or forensics as a whole. And then there are about, there's only middle school probably in a couple states, not even a lot, which is just really interesting. I think more places need middle school forensics, and more places should add elementary too. I think Texas has like a small elementary portion, and Wisconsin does, kinda, but it's not even really it's not as tournament-y style-ish as Texas is, which is why I have this great idea. I want to start a league just for third through fifth graders, so I'm working on it. It'll be out soon. But just wanted to, answer that and kind of say that, basically most places, start forensics around the same time. Some might be a little different, some might be more, but that's basically the gist of everything. The next question is forensics in theater something done worldwide? That's a good question. Theater definitely done worldwide. Theater is like theater. But forensics is a great question. I don't speak every language, so I don't know. I do speak French, and I've been really trying to look hard to see if there's like a French forensics league. But as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen anything, but it might exist. I don't know. That'd be really cool. I think there's a big predication of like how language is used, especially when you're looking at something like forensics. I feel it's done in such an artistic way that I don't know if like it exists everywhere. Like if other languages have like the actual language capability of making that happen, I'm not sure. But it's just a really cool thing. So as far as I'm concerned, English is the only language where forensics is done, or speech and debate. like at least in a competitive format that we do. Other places might have something similar, but I don't really know about it because I don't speak those languages. So that's pretty much it. But in English, forensics does exist worldwide. You know, the NSDA, like they have a lot of kids come from places like South Korea. Yeah, South Korea, not North Korea. South Korea. I guess we should try to get more kids from North Korea. That's what we should do. That'd be a great idea. But you know, South Korea and China and I think some kids have come from like England and all types of stuff, which is really cool, which is why the NSDA is so large. And I love the National Speech and Debate Association. It's just kind of what I grew up with, and it really is like the great thing to me. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. This episode may take a while because I said I'm going to answer every question. Okay, so some of these might be shorter answers depending on how the question is. What's it like being the forensics guy? That's a great question too. So, I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. I think I'm the forensics guy, but I don't think I'm not like Kanye West famous yet. So once I get there, then I'll really let you know. But for now, being a guy named the forensics guy is pretty cool. It's a different name, you know. So I like it. All right. Next question. Have you ever had shawarma? Because it's tasty, my guy. I have had shawarma. It's really good. I've only had it like twice, but it is really good and it's pretty tasty. Like everybody should try it. This episode is sponsored by shawarma. Like, go get you some. All right. Next question: Is it difficult being a forensics judge? Yes. I would debate anybody hardcore that it is harder being a judge than a competitor, because like as a judge you have so many lives in your hand, especially when you're judging at nationals. Like whenever I go to nationals I freak out because I'm like, whether this kid actually like I could be the wrong person. Like I could be just completely wrong and like not think that this person is, you know, good in comparison to the other people in his room or something like that. And he doesn't make it to the final round, but everybody else like almost disagrees with me in some way. Or like a kid gets unlucky and just has a bunch of judges that like, you know, didn't understand or feel their style or something. Like, I don't know, there's so many little intricacies, which makes being a judge really nerve-wracking, especially debate, because everybody, you know, is talking like, oh, progressive and running traditional and all this stuff, and like, oh, like, which progressive, they're all just weird, I don't know, but like having so many different styles of debating makes judging really hard too, because nobody really knows like when, you know, with like, you know, as a student, you have to learn how to debate to different styles. And as a judge, sometimes it can be tough to like truly understand basically and like truly know, especially like you get put into a round and something completely different happens that you've never been exposed to. And it's like, how do I really judge that? But I think it's especially really difficult judging the forensics part, the interp and the acting, is because it's very, very, very subjective. So you just kind of do what you can, do your best, and yeah, hope for the best, basically. So the next question is, just so you know, Yusef, your shawarma comment was irrelevant. It says it here in the group chat, so thought I'll let you know. Next question is, do other places have something similar to forensics? Yes. I technically answered this question, so I won't dabble on it too much, but other places do have forensics, and hopefully it's growing more and it'll be a worldwide thing really soon. Yusef again, what are your thoughts on hummus? Hummus is good. I prefer baba ganoush. I don't know if you have baba ganoush. It's like I think it's an eggplant thing. It's really good. It's way better than hummus. But it's probably not as healthy as hummus either, which makes sense. If it's more delicious, it's not as healthy. But I do like hummus though. Hummus and pretzels or something like that is really good. Next question. Are there any grades under 6th grade that do forensics that you know of? I answered this question too already. So there are, kids from third through fifth grade, even younger sometimes. Like with the whole forensics for everything I was doing, I had kids, in kindergarten, like doing forensics. It wasn't the same forensics you see on the national stage with a senior in high school, but it was just a great way to kind of get them acclimated to like some of the styles and the things that happen within forensics. So it's really cool and it's super cute. Like a little 5-year-old trying to do forensics is really cute. So yeah, check it out. So somebody said yes, they are. Do they have actual tournaments? I think as far as I'm concerned, Texas and maybe Florida are like the only places that have like true tournaments for kids like third through fifth grade. It's usually more enrichment based. I don't think it's anything like truly competing. I think also like some of the urban debate leagues in some of the areas have it, but that's all that I know of. I don't know. There's a lot of research to be done, and I'll definitely let you know. Next question is mac and cheese lit? Yes, that's it. That's all I can say. Next, did you ever do forensics? LOL, I'm having mac and cheese in a little bit. Oh, cool. I hope that mac and cheese was very delicious. And I did do forensics. If you watch my first episode, I talked a little bit about how 8th grade, Miss Gonzalez, my English teacher, got me into it, and it literally turned out to be the best thing ever. She basically was just like, how do I get this kid to stop talking in my class? And then she gave me forensics, and it turned out to be the best thing in the world. So I am really excited and glad that I had the opportunity, and now I can hopefully take that and like inspire you guys with it and get you all excited about forensics. I say you all instead of you guys. I don't want to just focus on the guys, so we'll say you all. Okay, next. Yay, a real question by Yusuf. Oh my God, can we do like an edit like with some balloons or something? Cool. All right. What is your favorite category? I have a lot of different ways to look at this. Okay. My favorite category to do is poetry. My favorite category to judge is DI, or in Wisconsin, it would be called, like on the WFCA circuit, solo serious, or serious solo in MLFA, I think, but DI. And then my favorite category to watch is HI, or solo humorous, or humorous interpretation. So that's kind of how I rank that. But poetry all the way, because I love to still do forensics. Sometimes I just prepare pieces and just do them, even though I'm not competing against anybody. Okay, next. If you could be in any category, what would you be? Poetry, of course. And then there's the second part of that says, what's your favorite category to judge? Oh, I answered that too. Wow. Okay, cool. So another thing that I answered already. My favorite category to judge, I said, is DI, or solo serious. And then we're almost done. Okay, so this is the last question. The last question is, if you were in forensics, what categories was I in? So I did answer that, kinda. I guess I didn't get as in depth with that. So the categories that I was in, I did poetry mainly. On the national circuit, I did DI, and then whenever I had the opportunity to like double or triple enter, I did sorry, I'm just thinking of the category. Farrago, oil, which, man, that's crazy. Like, I think those are Wisconsin only categories, like Farrago, which is kind of like a mix of like, Farrago is basically like poi for people who do the national circuits. Poi, basically. It's just a little different. And then oil is, I don't think an NSDA category, but it is an NCFL category. So like you switch turn to turn and you do like, poetry, prose, or whatever, and switch back and forth between the rounds. So I did do that. And then I dabbled in some other small categories. I think I tried HI once, but it didn't work out great because I'm not funny. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that is the end of this episode. I am very glad that I had the opportunity to finally do this episode. I know that a lot of the kids from Hamlin Garland were like, you need to do this, come on. And finally I'm able to put it out. Sorry, I'm like still looking to make sure I didn't skip any questions. But I'm super glad that I was able to put it out, and I'm super excited to be talking to you all today. So as usual, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with anybody you know that needs forensics in their life. And I hope to see you all later. Have a great day. Peace out.